Hello everyone. So I am going to discuss about the break-even point in this topic. Okay. So if you will see in any organization or in any industry that if the production is going to be start, then after a particular year that you have to decide up to what production or just like understand one thing. If in any industry or any refinery, petrol refinery, just if you have started the production of petrol or diesel or any particular fuels in that organization or that industry, what will happen there that you have to decide up to which particular point or up to what amount of petrol or diesel our total capital invested that will get revert back in our pocket. Okay, so at break-even point you can define the point or the number at which the number of unit produced or the volume of any particular product that will give you that amount that you have invested. Okay, or in general terms you can define the break-even point is the point of no profit and no loss. Means at break-even point you have reached on the level on that particular level so that your total money invested that will be counterbalanced by your revenue. Okay, so if you will calculate the break-even point, I am not going to write the definition. Okay, so already you will have understood the definition about the break-even point or the point at which there is no profit and no loss. Okay, generally you can define it. Okay, so the definition is not going to ask in any examination. It's very important topic for the GATE point of view. Okay, definitely up 2 to 3 years a question on the break-even point that used to be asked in the examination. Okay, and here I will tell you how will we calculate the coordinate of the break-even point. Okay, and how will we calculate the number of units. Okay, at a particular break-even point. Okay, so I am just going to deal with. If you will see how we used to calculate the profit. Profit is equal to what? Revenue minus total capital invested. Okay, or selling price minus cost price. Okay, so selling price is equals to the revenue and your cost price that is equals to the cost of production. Okay, if we talk about the cost of production, cost price, then there is a two things that comes into total cost. Total cost. Okay, that is equals to fixed capital plus variable cost. Okay, fixed cost plus variable cost, where FC is equals to fixed cost and VC is equals to variable cost. So you can calculate total cost is equal to fixed capital plus variable cost first. Second thing is that, my dear student, if you will see, if we used to draw a graph of fixed capital, okay, cost budget, number of unit, okay, then which types of graph you will see. In general, fixed capital is a fixed amount, so this graph will be like that. This graph will be like that. That is the graph of fixed capital. Now, there is a variable cost. Variable cost at if number of unit is not going to produce, then variable cost per unit will be 0. So the variable cost will be like that. This is variable cost. So now, if you want to draw the total cost graph, okay, so this graph will get merged, and from this will get a start from here, and this graph will be the graph of total cost. Okay, I think this is very clear to all of you. It's not a very difficult thing. It's not abstruse. It's very easy. You can understand these things very easily. That is the total cost, that is the variable cost, and that is the fixed cost. If you will draw the graph of cost versus number of units first. Second thing is that now what in the break-even point we have to analyze the number of units of that particular substance or that particular product which is going to be produced at the break-even point. Okay, on that particular point the total cost that will be equals to the total selling price. Okay, so if we talk about the selling price per unit, okay, so I am writing SP selling price. SP is equals to selling price per unit of the product. My dear student, if you will see variable cost, that is also on the unit of per unit. Per unit, okay. So now understand one thing. At break-even point, I am writing at break-even points, the organization or the industry will be in a condition of no profit, no loss. Okay, our organization will reach on the condition of no profit and no loss. Okay, that point will be called as the break-even point. I am assuming at break-even point, the number of unit produced is equals to n. Number of unit that is going to be produced is equals to n. My dear student, okay, n. Okay, at break even point, we will be getting n number of units. After that, what will happen? Up to break even point, you will be in the loss condition. Okay, your organization will be in the loss condition, and whenever you will reach the break even point, at that condition you will be reach in a situation of no profit and no loss. And after break even point, your organization will reach, or your organization will go in the profit condition. Okay, from there you will start a revenue that will give you the profit. Okay, so from how will you calculate that particular point? Just I am taking you to letting you to understand with the help of a simple example. Just understand, we have started a production of this sketch pen, and you have invested 1000 rupees money for the investment of 1000 sketch pen. Okay, for the production of this sketch pen. Now understand, up to 5 rupees, up to 7, just understand, you are selling this sketch pen for 10 rupees per pen. Okay, so if you are producing 100, if you are selling 100 pen, then you will be earning 1000 rupees. Now you have sold 100 pen and you have earned 1000 rupees that you have invested. So this 100 pen will be the number of break even point for your organization. Okay, the same thing that you have to calculate for any organization. Just like if you are working in a petroleum industry or oil refinery, there you have started the production, and after 1000 ton of production, whatever the money you have invested there, you have reached on the break even point for 1000 ton of the petroleum. Okay, or 1000 liter of the petroleum, because there you have to calculate the volume of petroleum in the liter that you are going to produce, so that after selling of that volume you will reach a point of no profit and no loss. Okay, so that 1000 liter will be your break even point. So the unit of break even point can vary, depends on the organization. Just you are working in a metal industry, then that will be the weight of the metal. Okay, so you can calculate the weight of metal on the basis of the break even point. Okay, how much metals you will produce, so that your organization will reach on the point of no profit and no loss. Means the money you have invested, up to that point you will reach on the condition of from there your organization will go in the condition of profit. Okay, so here I am going to discuss how will you calculate that particular n at a break even point. Okay, so my dear student, if you will see from the graph, already I have discussed about the fixed capital, total cost and variable capital. Here I am going to discuss about the graph of selling price, variable cost, fixed cost and total cost. Okay, so here I am taking number of units, and here I am drawing on the y-axis, that is revenue and cost. Revenue and cost on the y-axis. Now already I have discussed you, this will be our fixed capital and this will be our variable capital cost. So your total cost graph will start from with a fixed capital, taking as a fixed capital as a intercept and slope. Slope will be equals to n. So this will be your total capital, total cost. Okay, so already I have discussed you all this, so I am just letting this, roughing it out. Now your revenue will start like from at n is equals to 0. If you have not produced any single unit, then your revenue will be 0. Okay, now after, if you will increase the number of units, then you will be getting a revenue from here. Okay, so your graph will be like that. Now understand, this is a graph of total cost and this is a graph of, my dear student, this is a graph of total revenue. You have got the total revenue. Now you can judge from this particular graph up to this particular point. If you are going to reach this particular point, my dear student, for a particular unit of n, what you will see from the graph, total cost is going to be equals to total revenue. Then this graph, this point will be called as our break even point. This is our break even point. Up to this, there won't be any profit, and at this point there won't be any profit, there won't be any loss. Okay. Now, if you will see, Below break-even point, you will be in a condition of loss. Why? Because your total cost is more than your total revenue for a particular unit produced. If you will see here, okay, if you will see here, for a particular unit, your total revenue generated from the particular organization is this, and your total cost is this amount. So here you can see from this graph, the total cost is greater than the total revenue. So here in this area, you will be in a condition of loss. Your organization will be in the loss condition. Okay, now just see in this area, for a particular value of n, I am drawing this one. For a particular value of n, what will you see? If you calculate this one and if you will calculate this one, so total revenue is this, total cost is this. So your total revenue is getting more as compared to the total cost. So in this area, your organization will be in the profit. You will be in the profit condition. Okay, so now understand, there was a loss, there is a profit. In between the break-even point occurs, and at this break-even point, the total profit becomes equal to the total loss. Okay, there won't be any profit, there won't be any loss. Now, how will we derive? Already I have discussed you at n. Okay, now understand. At break-even point, what will happen? Total profit is equal to total loss. So at break-even point, okay, I have assumed number of units produced is n into selling price, that is equal to fixed capital plus n into variable capital. So if you will calculate n, selling price minus variable capital, that is equal to fixed cost. So you will calculate n is equal to fixed capital upon selling price minus variable capital. So you will calculate fixed capital upon selling price minus variable cost, that will be equal to n, and that will be your break-even point, and you have got the data for break-even point. Now, if you have got the coordinate of this one on the x-axis, okay, n is equal to what? Fixed capital upon selling price minus variable cost. Now, what will happen? This one. What will be the value of this one? So this will be equal to n into selling price. So if you, that will be equal to n into selling price, and you have calculated n is equal to fixed capital minus multiplied with selling price upon selling price minus variable cost. So that will be equal to fixed capital upon 1 minus variable cost upon selling price. So you have calculated the y coordinate. Okay, so you can write coordinate of break-even point, that is equals to fixed capital upon 1 minus variable cost upon selling price, and if you will take the fixed capital upon selling price minus variable cost. Okay, so this will be your the coordinate of the break-even point. Okay, I think up to this you all are clear now how we have calculated the coordinate of break-even point. Okay, I think GATE has not asked up to this time the coordinate of break-even point, so it's very important for the point of GATE examination. Okay, now I am going to discuss how the break-even point will vary for your organization, or the factors which can affect your break-even point or no profit and no loss point. Okay, that's very major concern, that which things or which parameters that we have to change to achieve the break-even points. Okay, as soon as possible for after the production that has produced by the organization. So there are 3 points on which the break-even point depends. So I am writing the factors affecting break-even point. Okay, first is selling price. Okay, first is selling price. How? If you will see from the graph, I am letting you to understand with the help of graph, my dear friend. Okay, this was the total cost, and this was the graph of selling price, SP. If selling price will change, okay, if selling price will change, the graph will be like that. The graph will be like that. Okay, so this is going to cut this axis, this graph on this particular point. Okay, if you will see, this is N1, this is N2, this is N3. Now from here you can check, this is your selling price, first SP1, SP2, SP3. So if you will see, SP3 is greater than SP2 is greater than SP1. So from here you can see N1 is greater than N2 is greater than N3. Means the selling price is inversely proportional to what? So break even point. So if selling price will increase, then break even point will decrease. Means break even point will shift towards the minimum value. Means that will be very fruitful for our plant. So I am just writing selling price per unit is inversely proportional to break even point. Selling price will be inversely proportional to break even point. If you will increase the selling price, okay, then your break even point will shift towards the minimum value, as I have shown you in the graph. Okay, so N1, N2, N3. This was the factor that is going to affect your break even point. That was the first topic. Now, second topic. The second one is the fixed capital. Okay, if you will see in the fixed capital, second region, fixed capital, that is going to affect our break even point. How? Understand from the graph. It's not a very difficult thing. If you will see the fixed capital from here, okay, this is the graph of fixed capital. Okay, this is your total cost and this is your revenue. If you are going to keep your revenue fixed, or if you are going to keep your variable cost fixed, because there are three factors: fixed cost, selling price, and variable cost. Out of three, you have to make two fixed and one you have to vary. I am going to change fixed capital. If you will change the fixed capital, then this will be like that. Your graph will be like that. Okay. So if you will see, is your total cost TC1, this will be TC2, and this will be TC3. So this is going to be changed, and where it is going to cut this axis from here, or and if from here you can see there is a value of different break even point. If you will see, there is N1, this is N2, and this is N3. Okay, and this is FC1, fixed capital 1, fixed capital 2, and fixed capital 3. Now, if you are increasing fixed capital, okay, FC3, then your TC3 will give you the value of N1. So you can see fixed capital is directly proportional to N. Means if you will increase the fixed capital, then your break even point will shift towards the maximum value. Means you will delayed in coming of break even point. Means the net profit and the point at which the net profit will be equals to net loss, that will be equals to that will come in the later period. Means you have to produce more and more amount. If your fixed capital is more, then on that particular point you will reach on the break even point. Okay, second point was like that. Now I am going to discuss about the third factor that is going to affect the break even point, and that is variable cost. How variable cost affect our break even point. Okay, my dear student, this topic has not discussed anywhere else. Okay, so I have discussed this topic separately. It's very important, and up to this topic, GATE has not asked this question up to the GATE. Okay, so there is a very good probability to ask a question from the GATE. Okay, in the GATE examination. Now I am going to discuss the factor which is going to affect. Third is variable capital, variable cost. Okay, so if you will see about the variable cost, okay, in variable cost, how you will see, if this is our number of units here and this is our cost plus this is a revenue axis. Okay, if you will see here, total cost graph will be like that. It is graph of total cost. Okay, and if you will see, this is a graph of revenue. Okay, sorry. This is a graph of revenue. Now, how will you calculate? If you will change the variable cost, then what will happen? Your total cost is going to be changed. How? Understand. If you will see, this is your fixed capital. So if you will see, the variable capital will be like that. Your variable cost will be like that. Okay. I am writing it. Variable capital 1, VC2 and VC3. So if your variable capital is going to be changed, then definitely what will happen? While keeping your fixed capital and total revenue same, what will happen? Your total cost is going to be changed. And how it is going to be changed? Just try to understand. This will, because fixed capital is fixed, so this point is not going to change. Only the slope of this total cost line is going to be changed, and this will be like that. and it will be like that. Okay, so I am writing here it is TC1, TC2, and my dear student, it is TC3. So see, here it is going to cut the total revenue axis here, here, and here. So from here you can judge what will happen. It's going to N1, it's going to N3, it is going to N2, and it is going to be N1. Okay, for a particular thing. Now, if you will see, if total capital is increasing, then N3, that is more delayed. Or if variable cost is going to increase, then you are going to reach on the break-even point on the later period. Means you have to produce more and more amount. Okay, how? Just understand. I think this graph is very clear to all of you, because if you will increase the variable cost, total cost will increase, and from the graph you can see where it is going to cut. So from here you will see N3 is greater than N2 is greater than N1, means you are going to reach on the break-even point after producing a lot number of units. Okay, so my dear friend, I have already discussed the factors which can affect the break-even point. That is very important. I am telling you repeatedly, graph has not asked up to it, or the coordinate of break-even point has not asked up to it in the GATE examination. So I have elaborately discussed these topics. Okay, and on the very concise way. So just try to see the video, understand the topic. If you feel any doubt, okay, just put in the comment box, and I will be ready to give you the reply at any time. Okay, so thanks to all of you for watching this video. Okay, thank you.